I couldn't find my timeline video, so I tried to remake my timeline. Okay, let's start with, if you want to look at it, here, I'll put it this way. I can't spell, so please ignore that. But in the 1800s, we had Marquis de P, and I'm probably saying that wrong, but he wrote the first written work of sadistic works. This is the first written account of BDSM, even though they think it originated long before that. And then in 1885, Sigmund Freud started his psychological works and started discovering and theorizing about hypnotherapy. So then we got the 1900s, where the European fetish culture is starting to emerge. And then in the 1939, Sigmund Freud actually died, and the pre-war sexual progression movement started. So during the war, in the therapeutic world, just gestalt, probably saying that wrong, therapy was invented. This is creative therapy techniques. This is not your typical talk therapy. And then in the 1940s, Betty Page photos were in a mainstream magazine. These were very like kink related, bondage, rope, showing in mainstream media. First account ever. And the Second War was happening, the Leatherman movement, and the Leathermen started developing their culture. And then in 1950, hypnotherapy was actually popularized. Now, part 2 of my timeline, here you go. If you want to see it, if you want to pause. I can't spell though, so good luck. So, 1970, Morrison Easterton wrote the first actual written book on regression, which is great. And now, between 1970 and 2014, age regression was purely used in a professional setting. It was not online. Now, in 2012, ddlg started online community in the blogs. Now, when 2014 hits, this is big for Now, in that timeline of things, I did not include DID littles. DID littles are kind of their own thing because they're not kink. They are technically safe for work because they are literal children. When little altar fronts, they are a child. But it's kind of a different category. And so I didn't include that. But little space, or like the term little itself, medically speaking, was coined over DID littles. Online, they say the quaint community started the term little space. But in 2016, when that hashtag separated it, little and little space, tiny space, small space, were all considered terms for both communities. And the other community I didn't really include here was like too much of the age dreaming and too much of the non-com littles. I'd have to do more research, but I was mostly just separating safe for work and not safe for work. So if you have any questions, please feel free to do your own research. Don't ever feel afraid to question things I say online, because I can only state things from my own personal research. And if your research says something different, you should always post that. You should always question everything. Have a good day.